Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elsa. I am a clinical psychologist, yoga teacher, and just a girl living her life in Sri Lanka. And a couple days ago, I've attended a event called Ecstatic Dance here in Sri Lanka in one of the popular yoga places in the area. And honestly, it was fine, but I did not have a good time for like the first hour or so. The energy felt so off, so weird, and I was like trying to psychoanalyze myself, what's going on, like why do I feel that way? And it inspired me to create this video today. So something just felt off, like we did the circle, like the opening ceremony, and people were talking about expressing themselves and like showing love to yourself, to everyone else. Let's create the space of safety and love and blah blah blah. And it just felt so off, so inauthentic, that it made me reflect on what the world of spirituality is right now, on spiritual bypassing, on how all the practices are marketed so much that they lose their meaning, like the words just lose the sense and everything feels so superficial and so not like unreal in a good way, but like I don't know, it just feels whitewashed, if we can say like this. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys today. When it comes to spirituality and like spiritual bypassing, what do I mean by that? Is that true spirituality is, having a consistent practice in order to grow, in order to develop, in order to understand some truth about the world and apply it in your day-to-day life, or maybe devote yourself to something higher than you. While spiritual bypassing is a, an epidemic right now, when people are using the spirituality and some shortcut practices to avoid hard truth about reality, to avoid fixing their own problems, to avoid working on their life, and just pursue this I feel good, I've done something feeling, while actually just, creating some magical fluff around yourself without actually going deeper. So all the ecstatic dance ceremonies, tantra, heart opening, 3 hour long workshop can feel good at the moment. They can feel nice and can offer you an escape from your life, but it is what it is. It is an escape from the reality. They're not teaching you to actually meet yourself. They're not giving you any proper techniques how to overcome life and it's like hardships. Sorry, I'm sick. How to overcome life and all its hardships. It's just yeah, it's when I was there a couple nights ago, I just felt like I'm in a circle of people who are pretty lost and pretty empty even. I don't know, that's so weird. I mean, on the one hand, we can say that we are all just an empty vessel, right? And the energy just flows through us. That's one way to see that. That's one way to think about it. And there is some truth into that, right? But it's another thing when you are empty, but you're not like a vessel, you're like a hole that like trying to get at least something in you, because otherwise you just feel so non-existent almost. I mean, call me a hater, but this is how I felt. I felt the energy was very inauthentic, it was empty, and it was the energy of taking instead of energy of, sharing love, creating the safe space. And I see this problem happening everywhere, especially in the places like Bali or Sri Lanka. Since I'm pretty active online and like I am a yoga teacher, I consume a lot of like yoga and meditation related content. I can see like the offerings like, yeah, heal your inner child in our 3 days Uluwatu workshop for just $5,000 early bird discount and stuff like this. And on the one hand, it's nice that people are searching for answers, searching for the ways to better their lives, searching for the inner peace and how to create it. But instead of actually creating that, they just want to give money to someone who will create the inner peace in them for them. And this is so messed up. And so I see a lot of problem in this whole spiritual space right now, because there are so many practices and so many empty promises that give you nothing but just instant gratification, instant pleasure. Like, yeah, let's go to this holotropic breathing workshop and we're gonna breathe for 2 hours in a certain way that will activate the chemicals in your brain and you feel like on top of the world. But then you go out of this workshop and you bring nothing with you, just the memory of these good feelings, and you can come back next week and repeat the same and repeat the same. And in general, I feel like now we are subscribing to the spirituality in the worst way possible. Like, ah, maybe I'm a hater. Maybe I'm a hater, but I'm a person who dragged herself out of depression through meditation, through physical exercises. And I'm still kind of finding this middle path, finding this balance every day of my life, even when it's hard, even when like I don't want to do that. I'm still doing this every single day. And I don't see the truth. I don't see the authenticity in 100 people coming for ecstatic dance and jumping for happy music, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I think we can partially blame capitalism and everything, right? So we create business from every possible opportunity. Like, obviously we all live in this world, we all need to feed ourselves, we all need to provide good life for ourselves, even the practitioners, even the facilitators. But I think the problem, and where spirituality transforms into spiritual bypassing, is when we market the things like creating absolutely unreachable promises, like promising people that they will heal their depression in one session, that like one ayahuasca retreat can solve, I don't know, your eating disorder or like your abuse trauma. This The problem is that people who go to spiritual places are usually pretty vulnerable people who are looking for themselves, right? So they might be empty, like I just mentioned before, or they can be even worse. They can be, feeling like a black hole inside of them. They can be depressed. They can be deprived of so many things in life. And when people are like this, when people are emotionally unstable, I was talking about it in a previous video, that when people are emotionally unstable, they're very easily manipulated, and they search for this, at least something that will give them this feeling of, yeah, you're good, everything is fine with you. Because a lot of people, I mean, we are all pretty similar. Yeah, we are all unique, we are all wonderful, but there is a reason why evergreen content is a thing, right? Everybody wants to feel healthy, wealthy, and loved. Pretty much everybody sometimes may feel, everybody, if you have like enough self-reflection skills, can feel unworthy of something, or can feel lonely, or can question, the meaning of life. And these are the questions people tend to. And in a very vulnerable state. If you're a good facilitator, you know how to actually play with the brain chemistry, you know how to create this space. Are you offering people a solution, or are you offering them just another drug? Because to me, I had actually the conversation about it a few days ago. Um, Sorry. I met a girl who's like very into Vipassana style of meditation. And me, I'm teaching meditation for like 6 years, practicing it for a very, very long time. Like I've reached the states of samadhi, I've reached the states of enlightenment, and then I decided to come back, and I got a lot of like depressive episodes while coming back from one state to the other. So I asked her, why is she meditating? Like, what's the point? And she's like, the point is to reach samadhi. And I'm like, okay, so samadhi is not granted. Samadhi can be reached in a meditation today or might not be reached in another 10 years. And she's like, yeah, but like there are some moments of samadhi, and I'm practicing and I'm meditating to come back to these moments, because samadhi and never leaving samadhi is my goal. And she told me this very, very dangerous thing. She said, like, yes, so you're meditating and you're reaching this state of enlightenment. It might last like 1 second, it might last minutes, but then when the when the state is over, you just come back to your own life problems. And the thing, like how she said it about the problems, it's like you just come back to the same problems that you had before. That triggered so many alarms in me, because to me, at least what I've learned through my experience, through my journey, through meeting different teachers, trying different techniques, is not about forgetting about your problems. It's not about bypassing life, because if we want to just escape life, then we just, like, there is an easy solution to escape life if we're talking like clearly. To me, all these spiritual practices, why are they called practices? Because you have to practice them, it has to be a regular thing, are about living life to the fullest, to the most balanced, to the most peaceful and calm and fulfilled state, to the fulfilled point, and to be able to center yourself no matter what. And attending ecstatic dance, or like I've attended a tantra workshop recently, and then I went to the sound healing recently. Everybody speaks about, maybe not like everyone, but at least in here in Sri Lanka, everybody speaks about letting go, opening the heart, letting things out. But it's like, to me, it's like people who were obsessed with Mary Kondo method a couple years ago, just throw away everything, just let go, throw away, forget, like remove all the following from your Instagram, remove all the contacts from your contact list, delete all the messages. It's like, it is one way, but is it a sustainable approach? What happens after you let go? What happens after you release? What happens when you open up and you just go to the world empty again, without anyone giving you any techniques, any ground, any baseline to hold on to? You become more vulnerable, you become more susceptible, is that a word? Like, you become even more easily manipulated, because now you let go of your old identity, but you haven't had the skills to build a new identity yet, and you haven't had time to make it sustainable, to make it last. And unfortunately, I feel like the business of spirituality, the culture of all the spiritual practices, and don't get me wrong, I do them all. I do sound healing. I teach people how to stand on nails. I do trance hypnosis. Like I am a part of a problem. I think I'm a part of the problem. But it's like it's dangerous. It just giving people another drug, another way to escape life instead of living it. I think it's way more beneficial to, to have very boring workshops, but like to have therapy groups like talking about how to survive the days when you feel like shit, or like how to keep on going even when you feel no motivation, or like, to create a friend groups. Like, I mean, because they say in ecstatic dance, at least like a couple days ago, they were like, oh, look at somebody else's, like, look at somebody's eyes. Hey, see, you just made a new friend. Now look at the other pair of eyes, you made another friend. Now give a hug to this person, now you're friends. And it's like, that's bullshit. No, like, how can you be friends just like this? It's like you don't know each other, you don't care about each other. What about we actually teach people vulnerability and intimacy that lasts more than 1 second? I don't know. I think the business of spirituality is dangerous. I don't have a solution yet. I think the best solution is to get off social media, to stick to one practice for at least some amount of time, to introspect, to keep a journal and write down all the thoughts, all the insights, all the emotions that arise while you're doing certain practice, to learn some techniques of mind and body awareness, to actually listen to your body, listen to yourself. What do you want, what you don't want? And I think the life is meant to be lived. You can lock yourself in a yoga retreat or in a monastery and just spend month going from yoga to meditation to ice bath to meditation to yoga to kirtan to sound healing class to yoga to meditation. But is that it? Is this life, or are you just avoiding life because life is meant to be lived, not just bypassed? That's what I think. Yeah, I don't know what else to share. I have nothing to I have nothing to sell to you. I mean, if you want to do therapy with me, you can. I have my contacts in my channel description. But yeah, just be cautious, be critical, always reflect after each practice. Always ask yourself, maybe, why am I doing that? And it's okay if sometimes you just do something to feel good. It's not okay when that's the only way you can feel good, or like you're trying to run away from feeling like shit, that's why you're going there. Then better go to therapy. If I have anything to sell to you, is actually therapy, maybe with me, maybe with other people. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I am a little bit sick today, as you can tell. I hope this didn't interrupt my train of thought and didn't mess with you understanding what I mean. Sorry. Um, yeah, stay safe, stay strong. Don't allow people to sell you a false promise, a false dream. We don't find the purpose of life, we create it. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.